Every week, one 8-hour video will be uploaded. All novels uploaded here are completed, so you will get a full story without searching or waiting. I have listened to the translated version on web, and there are no major problems with translation. If you want Chinese novel translated, give me the original name of the novel and I will respond to your request as soon as possible. Please make sure your request is on the latest video. If you hear this "u" sound in the novel, it means either question mark or some space is left, like getting materials or experience gain there more but not shown. If after a name is used and after there is silence, it means exclamation marks were used as in shock. I don't know if this will happen in recorded one, but it happened in web version. Chapter 236. After sending Lin Ruoshi and her family away, Chun Bo drove the Lamborghini Veneno given to him by Lu Fei for a test run. This Lamborghini Veneno, valued at 80 million, was simply cool. Its domineering appearance, sleek lines, and luxurious quality greatly pleased Chun Bo. What made him even happier was that he had received 5 such luxury cars in one go today. Besides this Lamborghini Veneno, there was also the Koenigsegg from Lin Ruoshi, the Bugatti Veyron from Meng Qi, the Bugatti La Voiture Noire from Lu Hui, and the Aston Martin 1-77 from Tang Tang. The 5 most expensive supercars in Luo Jinlong's showroom were all taken by Chun Bo. Regardless of why Meng Qi and the others gave him gifts, since it was their kind intention, there was no reason not to accept them. Chun Bo, driving the supercar with one hand, drew screams from the surrounding girls. He probably wouldn't even need to actively flirt with girls when driving this car. They would be fighting tooth and nail to get into his car. Which girl could resist the charm of a handsome guy driving a supercar worth tens of millions? Moreover, Chun Bo himself had the glamour technique enchantment, instantly driving countless girls wild. Satisfied, Chun Bo, having had enough fun, parked the car by the roadside. Click! He didn't get out of the car. The passenger door was pulled open. Tang Tang elegantly swung her long, slender legs into the passenger seat, like a fiery rose, and offered a charming smile. President Bo, can we talk? President Tang, I've already accepted your kind intentions, but you're not actually trying to possess my body, are you? If I want to, President Bo, will you give it to me? Tang Tang seductively reached out her fair, slender hand and hooked it behind Chun Bo's neck. Her deep cleavage was fully exposed before Chun Bo's eyes. So fair, so ample, so round. This was completely different from Tang Tang's usual image as a heroic, aloof, and proud career woman. Unexpectedly, the high and mighty general manager of Shangtang Group was no less skilled at charming men than Ouyang Qin. And it felt completely natural, as if this seductiveness was her innate quality. Indeed, in the face of absolute talent, effort is simply not worth mentioning. President Tang, if you want it, I'll definitely give it, but let me make it clear beforehand, I won't be responsible if you get pregnant. Chun Bo said with a chuckle, placing his large hand on Tang Tang's fair thigh. Humph, you scumbag. Tang Tang pouted and withdrew her hand from Chun Bo's neck. What exactly do you want to do? You're not trying to deliberately seduce me to avenge your brother, are you? Hearing this, a hint of coldness returned to Tang Tang's eyes. My brother did die because of you, but his enemy isn't you, it's the Gu family. I want revenge. Can you help me? These bastards not only killed my brother, but that wicked woman Gu Yulan also controlled my body and almost killed me. If I swallow this hatred, what face will our Tang family have left to stand on? If you want revenge, why don't you just go after them? What's the use of coming to me? Chun Bo, sitting in the driver's seat, didn't look directly at Tang Tang because he still hadn't figured out all the functions of this Lamborghini Veneno. His gaze remained on the central control dashboard, his fingers pressing various buttons. Do you think I don't want to? Although our Tang family has some influence in Yangcheng, against a power like the Gu family, we don't even have a chance to struggle. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't even dare to harbor thoughts of revenge. Because of me? Chun Bo suddenly stopped his movements and glanced at Tang Tang. Of course. Tang Tang tucked a strand of hair behind her ear, a gesture with a hint of sexy provocation. The feud between you and the Gu family has long spread in the circles. Taking out half of the Gu family in one go, you're the first person to do so in history. I've received news that the Gu family is currently brewing a big move to deal with you. Chun Bo wasn't overly surprised by the information Tang Tang brought. The Gu family, an ancient clan with pride written into their genes, was eager to kill him simply because his Tai Wei divine needles bore some resemblance to their inherited Tai Wei 13 needles. Now that Chun Bo had set up a scheme and used a virus to kill dozens of Gu family members, would they let him off? If they were such easygoing people, he wouldn't need to rush into dual cultivation with Ouyang Qin to enhance his own strength. Since you know that the Gu family and I are irreconcilable, do you still dare to stand with me? Aren't you afraid they'll think you're with me and implicate your Tang family? Chun Bo asked back with interest. Anyone else would probably be eager to draw a clear line with Chun Bo, fearing being implicated. Risk and reward are often directly proportional. The greater the risk, the higher the reward. In this struggle between you and the Gu family, I bet you will win. Tang Tang's exquisite face once again wore a captivating, seductive smile. Why? No reason. It's my intuition. Then use your intuition to tell me. Even if I win, why should I bring you along to share the benefits after taking down the Gu family? Tang Tang once again extended her porcelain white hands and hooked them behind Chun Bo's neck. A pair of rose-colored lips pressed close to Chun Bo's ear, and a warm current rushed to his earlobe. At the same time, Tang Tang's incredibly alluring scent filled Chun Bo's nostrils. Because I'm willing to offer myself to you as a pledge of allegiance, and you don't need to be responsible, in a luxurious suite of a 5-star hotel not far from the car show.
Tang Tang, pha vô Billy 1. Tang Tang, pha vô Billy 1. Tang Tang, pha vô Billy 1.
As Tang Tang let out soft moans, her favorability towards Chun Bo continuously climbed. Chun Bo found it truly amazing that a girl's favorability would increase because of such a thing. Ultimately, Tang Tang's favorability towards Chun Bo stopped at 61 points. She was truly worthy of being the strong woman who could overcome Tang Zhen and become the general manager of Shangtang Group. During the process, Chun Bo felt Tang Tang's intense desire for conquest. That's right, she was attempting to conquer Chun Bo. In fact, women, like men, also possess a desire for conquest, especially when facing an outstanding individual like Chun Bo, who possessed formidable strength, an immeasurable future, irresistible charm, and was highly sought after. When she encountered Lin Ruoshi and the others at the car show, it had already ignited her strong competitive spirit. Otherwise, why would Tang Tang, the general manager of Shangtang Group, be fooling around with Meng Qi and the others at the car show? After offering herself as a pledge of allegiance to Chun Bo, Tang Tang, clad in a bright red silk robe, half reclined on the bed, lit a cigarette, and closed her eyes to rest. Recalling that for a fleeting moment, she found herself developing a different kind of affection for Chun Bo. Because of this affection, she suddenly had the thought of willingly giving up everything to be a good wife and mother for Chun Bo. Of course, this thought only appeared vaguely for a moment. As a strong career woman, it was impossible for her to step down and live a life of being a good wife and mother. She knew very well that even her recent activity with Chun Bo was nothing more than a transaction. She wanted to seize this opportunity of Chun Bo and the Gu family being irreconcilable to expand the power of Shangtang Group as much as possible. She intended to use Chun Bo to achieve her ambitions. Chapter 237. Dealing with the Gu family was much harder than Chun Bo had imagined. According to the intelligence provided by Tang Tang, the Gu family had been established in Long Country for thousands of years, and their roots were already deeply entrenched. Even the most recent historical movements had had a negligible impact on the Gu family. Especially in recent decades, the Gu family had transformed from a parasitic medical family serving feudal monarchies into a leading force with widespread influence across various fields, including medicine, energy, culture and entertainment, and consumer technology. Moreover, since the founding of the nation, the Gu family had placed great emphasis on the development of martial arts. Over these decades, the Gu family had cultivated 3 grandmaster-level experts, one of whom was Gu Yulan. The number of half-step grandmasters and Gangqi realm experts was countless. Legend has it that there was also a Superman realm expert residing in the Gu family. Don't assume they are weak just because Chun Bo alone severely injured them. This illusion arose, firstly, because Gu Yulan, Qin Jing, and others initially believed Chun Bo was utterly defenseless, leading them to severely underestimate his strength. Secondly, Chun Bo had obtained intelligence from Meng Zhenhua in advance and made preparations, allowing him to seize the opportunity, capture them all in one fell swoop, and severely cripple the entire Gu family. If he had confronted them head-on, Chun Bo would truly not have been their match. Such martial arts power was second to none in all of Long Country and even the entire world. In addition to the Gu family's formidable strength, there was also their intricate social network. It was truly a case where one move affects the whole body. With the new Long Country established for decades, the Gu family had undoubtedly placed their people in both the political and military spheres. Even with his cheat system, Chun Bo dared not offend so many people at once. To deal with the Gu family, he could only gradually erode their influence in various fields, weakening their power step by step. It was like dealing with a colossal 1,000-year-old centipede. One had to sever its hundreds of limbs one by one, weakening its capabilities step by step. For Chun Bo, who possessed a system, this was not a difficult task. He indeed did not understand business operations and logic. However, the underlying logic of all business operations and logic was money. When it came to money, who else in this world would dare to claim to be richer than him? This was equivalent to having an inexhaustible arsenal on the battlefield. Others fighting wars needed to control their ammunition consumption, striving for precise strikes with every shot and shell. But Chun Bo was different. With unlimited firepower, did he still need to aim? He could just bombard them indiscriminately. At this moment, Tang Tang's offer of allegiance came at just the right time. She would serve as the intermediary for this consumption action fund. President Bo, how have you considered the plan I mentioned last time? Tang Tang, in a red silk nightgown, held 2 glasses of red wine and gracefully sat sideways on Chun Bo's lap. Plan? What plan? The plan to use your medical skills to help our Shang Tang group develop a cure for cancer. In fact, the Gu family's pharmaceutical company has always been involved in this aspect of drug research and has achieved good results. According to the information we've obtained, their Gu family's Cancer Clear number 0217 has entered the clinical trial phase and is about to be officially released. Although our Shang Tang Pharmaceuticals cannot replace the Gu family as the #1 pharmaceutical enterprise in Long Country, once this drug is successfully developed, it will surely exert significant leverage against the Gu family. Tang Tang charmingly raised the red wine in her hand, personally fed Chun Bo a sip, and then continued. Just imagine, if the Gu family monopolizes the drug that can cure cancer, to what extent will their power soar? At that time, let alone dealing with them, it would be good enough not to be chased and beaten by them. If you are willing to assist our Shang Tang Pharmaceuticals in developing a cancer-curing drug, the 30% profit share promised to you last time remains unchanged. And you can have me, Tang Tang whispered in Chun Bo's ear, using both threats and inducements. How much time do you estimate your team will need to develop this drug? Chun Bo asked. If President Bo is willing to assist us, it could be as fast as half a year, or as slow as a year. When will the Gu family's drug be officially released at the earliest? About a month from now. Too slow. There's a difference of nearly half a year. By the time you develop it, the market will already have been captured by the Gu family. Chun Bo might not understand business, but how could he not understand the simple principle of first-mover advantage? Otherwise, why would new energy vehicle companies hold press conferences every 1 or 2 months to release new products, all uniformly claiming to be the first to launch and the industry leader? Nothing more than to seize market share. The pharmaceutical market was no different. What's more, the drugs developed by Shang Tang Pharmaceuticals were inherently less effective than those developed by the Gu family. In this case, even if Shang Tang Pharmaceuticals could become a substitute for the Gu family, its market share would be greatly discounted. Pharmaceutical consumption is different from consumption in other industries. Even if you are cheaper than others, even if your price is only 1/10 of theirs, people may not necessarily choose you. Life is but once. Who would save money at such a time? This is why, in current hospital surgeries, patients are willing to pay high prices for imported medical equipment. Although domestic medical equipment is already quite mature, as long as patients lack confidence in you, they will still not choose to use domestic equipment. Tang Tang pouted and shook her head. There's no other way. Our Sheng Tang Pharmaceuticals' foundation is simply not as strong as the Gu family's. Our funds and experience are far inferior to theirs. Being able to develop a substitute drug is already quite good. Is there any way to speed up the process? Chun Bo asked with a frown. He and the Gu family had reached a point of no return. He didn't want to give the Gu family enough time and opportunity to recover and develop. This feeling of constantly being watched made Chun Bo very uncomfortable. President Bo, you should be content. Being able to develop it within half a year is already an estimate based on your willingness to join my team. Humph! Chun Bo disdainfully pushed Tang Tang off his lap. If such a small matter takes half a year, then what revenge are you talking about?
Tang Tang sneered.
Chun Bo, I advise you not to be too arrogant or underestimate them. Dealing with a deeply entrenched power like the Gu family isn't just about being able to fight. If you want to uproot them, those forces that have long relied on the Gu family's medical skills and drugs for their lives won't agree. Chun Bo was indifferent to Tang Tang's words. He couldn't wait that long. If I provide you with a complete prescription, how much time will your team need to develop and mass-produce it? Hearing that Chun Bo had a complete prescription, Tang Tang's eyes immediately flashed with brilliance. 3 months. Is your broken team even capable? You have the formula, and you still need 3 months. Chun Bo was very dissatisfied with this. Chun Bo's attitude made Tang Tang feel like she was talking to a brick wall. She realized that Chun Bo truly understood nothing. Chapter 238. President Bo, the research and development process for all drugs requires a massive amount of manpower, resources, and significant financial support. It's not as simple as you think. Of course, compressing the R&D cycle isn't impossible, but it would cost us at least 3 times the original amount, understand. Tang Tang wiped her forehead, explaining earnestly to Chun Bo. So, as long as there's money, the R&D cycle can be compressed? Chun Bo's eyes lit up. Yes.
Tang Tang nodded.
How much funding would be needed to compress the drug's R&D cycle to 1 month? Chun Bo asked calmly. Tang Tang stared at Chun Bo in astonishment. She felt a deep sense of powerlessness when talking to Chun Bo. Compressing the R&D cost to 2 months could already skyrocket to more than 3 times the original. And the key phrase here is more than. The R&D process is full of uncertainties. 3 times is just a baseline, and it could even surge to more than 5 times the cost if things go wrong. The investment for compressing it to 2 months is already so enormous, and he wants to compress the R&D cycle to 1 month? He must be dreaming. 50 billion. Tang Tang casually threw out a number. This figure should be enough to make Chun Bo retreat. Otherwise, he couldn't possibly invest 50 billion, could he? Although the richest man in Dragon Country has hundreds of billions in assets, most of it consists of company stocks, properties, and other fixed assets. Even the richest man couldn't pull out 50 billion in funds all at once. Are you even more impressive than the richest man in Dragon Country? Alright, I'll put in 50 billion. I will definitely help you improve the existing formula, but you must guarantee me that the drug will be developed within 1 month. As soon as he said this, Tang Tang was instantly petrified. You're not joking, are you? When have I ever joked with you? If you think it's not enough, 100 billion is fine too. How you manage the process is your business. I only want the result I desire. Chun Bo's expression was calm as ever. Tang Tang, however, was already so shocked her scalp tingled. Although she knew Chun Bo was incredibly wealthy, even to the point of being described as inhumanly extravagant, he had spent hundreds of millions on gifts for female streamers on live broadcasting platforms. He had donated the Mingtang Jade Buddha head, worth billions, to the country. He had invested over 10 billion in Liu Hui's Wanying real estate, bringing Wanying real estate back from the brink. But these were all within reason. Their Shangtang group could achieve them with effort. But pulling out 50 billion or even 100 billion all at once, this was something she dared not even imagine. Now you're telling me you want to invest 50 billion, or even 100 billion just to compress the drug's R&D cycle. This is too exaggerated. Is it really necessary? However, before Tang Tang could recover from her extreme shock, Chun Bo calmly added, "Targeting Gu family pharmaceutical is just one part of it. I've long had a comprehensive plan to strike at the Gu family. Pharmaceuticals are just one relatively important piece of the Gu family's massive business empire. But even if they are targeted by us, it won't fundamentally harm them. Therefore, our true goal is to launch a comprehensive attack on the Gu family from all aspects: finance, culture and entertainment, and consumer technology, to ensure they can never recover. So, don't make such a fuss about the big medicine. This 50 billion is just the beginning. Just treat the Gu family members like little Japanese and crush them to death." Chun Bo usually didn't speak up, but when he did, it was earth-shattering. "So, you already had a complete plan against the Gu family in your mind. Does that mean my coming to you was also part of your plan?" Tang Tang was dumbfounded and couldn't help but feel awe and admiration for Chun Bo. "Of course, that's exactly what I was thinking. You don't need to worry about the money. There's plenty. Just go ahead and do it," Chun Bo said without batting an eyelid. He had no detailed plan whatsoever. Before Tang Tang offered her allegiance, he didn't even know what industries the Gu family owned. In reality, he had no plan or ideas at all. He was just good at talking big and boasting. As a result, Tang Tang was completely fooled. Chun Bo quickly took a sip of red wine to hide the guilt in his eyes. Tang Tang was still in extreme shock and hadn't recovered. So, Chun Bo had already calculated everything, and she had unknowingly become his pawn. Could it be that the legend of Chun Bo being a celestial dragon was true? She had tried to investigate Chun Bo's identity many times, but no matter what kind of people she sent to investigate, the final result was the same as Tang Zhen's initial investigation. He was just an ordinary citizen of Yangqing, a plain and unremarkable university student. But who would believe that? It only showed that Chun Bo's identity was extremely mysterious. It also showed that the power behind him was terrifying, even far surpassing the Gu family. It was too terrifying. Facing such an opponent, Tang Zhen's defeat was not unjust at all. Tang Tang gradually recovered from her shock, and she quickly realized an important issue. "President Bo, if our Shangtang group accepts such a large sum of money from you, I'm afraid not only will I be yours, but even the entire Shangtang group will have to be named Chan from now on. Our Shangtang group is very willing to receive President Bo's support to fully deal with the Gu family, but I cannot sell the entire Shangtang group to you. Even if I were willing, the shareholders of Shangtang group would not agree." "Who are you looking down on?" Chun Bo gave Tang Tang a cold look. Perhaps knowing Chun Bo's extremely terrifying background, just a single look from Chun Bo gave Tang Tang immense pressure. "Don't be angry yet. We can sign an agreement to guarantee your interests while ensuring our Tang family's operating rights," Tang Tang said cautiously, afraid of displeasing Chun Bo. "No need for such trouble. I'm not interested in money. As I said before, just go ahead and do it. As for the shares and such, you can handle it yourself." Chun Bo's tone was very calm, but in Tang Tang's ears, it was full of kingly dominance. Besides the richest man, who would dare to say they are not interested in money? But the richest man might say it to show off, while Chun Bo genuinely didn't want it. Thinking of this, Tang Tang's offer Chun Bo increased by a few points. Investing 100 billion but not even wanting shares? Even someone like Tang Tang, who was used to grand occasions, was a little disoriented. After another passionate encounter, Tang Tang, dressed in a dark gray suit, exuded a heroic spirit that rivaled any man. She led Chun Bo to the laboratory of Shangtang Pharmaceuticals. The laboratory of Shangtang Pharmaceuticals was entirely silver-white. Rows of intelligent experimental platforms gleamed with cold light, precise CNC robotic arms accurately performed medical experiments, and real-time experimental data flickered on large screens. A Class 100 cleanroom isolated dust particles, and the constant temperature and humidity air was filled with a faint scent of reagents. Precise detection instruments in the corner flickered with subtle light, revealing the cutting-edge and rigorous nature of Shangtang Pharmaceuticals everywhere. Tang Tang and Chun Bo, dressed in dust-free lab coats, entered it, as if stepping into a silver-white sci-fi world. President Tang, who is he? Unauthorized personnel are not allowed to enter the laboratory casually. A man in a white lab coat, wearing a mask and safety glasses, blocked Tang Tang and Chun Bo's path. Chapter 239. Dr. Fong, let me introduce you. This is Chun Bo, a pharmacology expert I specifically invited to help us develop the anti-cancer drug P037. He is younger than you, but his medical skills and pharmacology are no less than Dr. Jian's. His addition will greatly accelerate the drug development progress. Chun Bo, this is Dr. Fong Ming, the director of Shangtang Pharmaceuticals. Dr. Fong is fully responsible for all drug development here. Tang Tang introduced Chun Bo and Fong Ming to each other. He, a pharmacology expert. Dr. Fong, with crow's feet at the corners of his eyes, frowned as he scrutinized Chun Bo. Although Chun Bo was wearing a protective suit, a mask, and safety glasses, it was not difficult to discern his youthful silhouette. Just a young man in his 20s, daring to call himself an expert in front of him? Heh! Young man, pharmacology experts as young as you are quite rare. May I ask which prestigious medical school you graduated from, and who your mentor is? I am not a student from a prestigious medical school, nor do I have a mentor. I am merely a student studying foreign languages at the University of Foreign Trade.
Chen Bo spoke thoughtfully.
What? Upon hearing this, Fong Ming stumbled and almost fell. Fong Ming looked utterly bewildered. What was wrong with the world? Someone studying foreign languages at a University of Foreign Trade dared to call himself a pharmacology expert? Did he think this was playing house? Regardless of why Chun Bo was there, Fong Ming couldn't be bothered with him. President Tang, you must have thought our recent work pressure was too great, so you deliberately brought this person to amuse us and relieve our stress, right? Dr. Fong, I don't have the luxury of amusing you all right now. Although Chun Bo didn't come from a prestigious school, his medical skills and pharmacology are no worse than yours. He is indeed someone I specifically invited to assist you in developing new drugs. Nonsense. Absolutely nonsensical. To let a young man studying foreign languages guide our work? There's a limit to jokes. Fong Ming suddenly became serious. Although Fong Ming's voice was not loud, in the extremely quiet laboratory, it instantly attracted the attention of the other researchers. Aside from a few researchers who were currently experimenting and engrossed in observing data, everyone else stopped their work and focused their attention on Fong Ming and Chun Bo. The scientific researchers' lives were very monotonous and boring, and the sudden argument just added a touch of color to their dull research lives. You're wrong. I'm not here to guide your work.
Chen Bo smirked arrogantly.
I don't care what you're here for. This is my laboratory, and I am fully responsible for it. Unrelated personnel, please leave immediately. Fong Ming turned around arrogantly, with his hands behind his back, facing away from Chun Bo. The subtext was, you're not welcome here, go somewhere else that's cooler. I'm indeed not here to guide your work. I'm here to lead your work. From today onwards, I will take over this laboratory, and all of you must conduct research under my guidance. Chun Bo's tone was firm, carrying an undeniable authority. Humph! Fong Ming let out a cold snort. You say take over, and you take over? Who do you think you are? President Tang, please take this idiot out of my laboratory immediately. Otherwise, if the research progress falls behind, don't blame me. Dr. Fong, Chun Bo is not joking with you. From now on, Chun Bo will be fully in charge here. I hope you can cooperate with his work. Initially, Tang Tang thought Chun Bo would only assist and guide the research work in the laboratory, but she didn't expect Chun Bo to take over directly. Tang Tang was even more delighted that Chun Bo was willing to take over the laboratory. President Tang, the development of anti-cancer drugs has reached the most critical juncture. If you were to replace me with someone capable, I would have no objections, but to replace me with someone who studied foreign languages, isn't this utterly reckless? The entire research process has cost us so much effort and funding. If the research progress is delayed, do you know how serious the consequences will be? How will you explain it to the board of directors? Feng Ming's voice grew louder and louder, clearly intending to pressure Tang Tang. The person in charge of this laboratory was not someone she could replace just because she wanted to. In his opinion, President Tang was trying to use this excuse to seize the fruits of his victory. Otherwise, why would she choose to replace him at such a critical moment? Everyone knew that the results of this research not only involved huge profits but also immense honor. If the drug was successfully developed by his team, he would become a towering figure in the medical world, renowned throughout the world. How could he possibly hand over the fruits of this victory to someone else? Although the current research had encountered a bottleneck and could not be broken through in a short time. But Feng Ming was confident that as long as he was given enough time and funding, breaking through the bottleneck was only a matter of time. Unfortunately, he thought that by intimidating Tang Tang, he could dispel her decision to make a temporary change in leadership. However, what he didn't know was that the person with the real say was Chun Bo. Chun Bo would not tolerate his temper at all. Incompetent people should make way. So what if I studied foreign languages? Believe it or not, even someone who studied foreign languages like me can still utterly defeat you all in medicine and pharmacology. More talk is useless. From this moment on, I will take over the entire laboratory. Who agrees and who opposes? The scene erupted in an uproar. What in the world is President Tang doing? Changing the person in charge at this time, and it's someone who studied foreign languages? Does he understand pharmacokinetics? Does he understand bioavailability? Does he understand the therapeutic index? What does it matter if he understands these things? A pretty boy like him only needs to know how to keep President Tang happy. It's over. Letting an amateur guide professionals is a major taboo in the industry. I think this project is doomed. It's a pity for us who have researched day and night for 3 years, only to have our efforts snatched away at the last minute. The researchers discussed in low voices, but no one dared to stand up and object. I object. A researcher stood up. Besides Dr. Feng, I don't respect anyone else. If Dr. Feng is replaced, then I'm quitting. This researcher was usually Dr. Feng's henchman. Now was the time for him to show his loyalty. He believed that Shangtang Pharmaceuticals was not yet Tang Tang's personal domain. To replace Feng Ming, it would at least require a board vote. And with Feng Ming's connections on the board, he could only be described as rock solid. I am a person who respects others' opinions the most. Since you object, you are fired. President Tang, please have the HR department deal with this person. Tang Tang nodded, then waved to the security personnel outside the laboratory. What kind of person are you, to say fire and fire? The researcher panicked. President Tang, you cannot do this to us veterans. The development of the new drug cannot do without me. President Tang, all the important experiments for the new drug were completed by me, and all the data depends on me. If you fire me, I guarantee your new drug will fail. Soon, this researcher was carried out like a piglet by 2 burly security guards. Chapter 240. Chun Bo was a little disappointed. He had thought that at least several researchers would need to be fired to bring the situation under control. Unexpectedly, from beginning to end, only one hothead spoke up, which made Chun Bo somewhat annoyed. The knife was already drawn, ready for a massacre, but then the opponent surrendered. Wouldn't you feel stifled? As for the impact of firing researchers on the team, it could be completely ignored. These highly educated, experienced, and cutting-edge talents were indeed relatively rare. But they were only rare. Chun Bo believed that if the compensation was generous enough, even the rarest species would become abundant. Even inviting people from abroad wasn't out of the question. Who else objects? Chun Bo asked domineeringly. The scene was silent. All the scientific researchers lowered their heads, afraid to meet Chun Bo's gaze. As long as Shangtang Pharmaceuticals could continue to provide them with sufficient funds and resources for research and development, who led this laboratory was not very relevant to them. Moreover, the compensation offered by Shangtang Pharmaceuticals was very generous, and they did not want to lose this job. Having Chun Bo, a novice who studied foreign languages, lead the work might not be a bad thing. At least regarding drug development progress, They now had an excuse to shirk responsibility. You, an outsider, guiding an insider, it would be good if there were any results at all. If something went wrong, they wouldn't be blamed. What about you, Dr. Feng? Chun Bo looked at Dr. Feng with interest. Even through the protective glasses, Feng Ming's bloodshot eyes were visible. The hot blood from anger even caused a layer of mist to form under his goggles. It's a provocation, isn't it? You want to drive me away and then seize my achievements, right? I won't fall for your trick. I want to see how capable you, a foreign language student, truly are. Chun Bo calmly patted Feng Ming on the shoulder. Since you don't want to leave, then please cooperate with my work and bring me all the data and reports from your drug development. Soon, the office that Chun Bo had taken over, originally belonging to Feng Ming, was piled high with documents. Seeing this, Feng Ming couldn't help but sneer inwardly. Putting on an act. You, a foreign language student, can you even understand it? In fact, Feng Ming had also dug a pit for Chun Bo. The data and reports were indeed real, but he had brought out all the data and reports since the project's inception, including discarded and invalid ones. You want to see data and reports? Then I'll let you see enough. However, very quickly, the upward curve of Feng Ming's lips gradually disappeared, because he found that Chun Bo was categorizing and labeling the mountain of data and reports on the desk at an extremely fast pace. As the general manager, Feng Ming was all too familiar with these data and reports. What surprised him was that Chun Bo's categorization was flawless. What astonished him even more was that after Chun Bo had sorted all the data and reports and selected the useful ones, he began to analyze and annotate these reports and data. Your exploration of the drug's mechanism of action on the body is wrong. The intensity of action and efficiency of effect should be modified according to these parameters. Are you pigs? The speed and extent to which the drug is absorbed into the experimental subject circulation are recorded like this. And with such experimental parameters, you still have the nerve to call yourselves top students from prestigious universities. The time required for the drug's blood concentration in the body to drop by half is too fast. Next, modify it according to the parameters I've marked. The drug's effect on cell membranes and red blood cells in the body, and the specific binding of the drug with natural matches in the body. What kind of nonsense is all this? After Chun Bo finished reviewing each piece of data or report, he would make modifications on it. Immediately, document after document was thrown onto Feng Ming's face. However, Feng Ming's expression showed no hint of anger. Why? Because he found that all of Chun Bo's data or modifications were correct. Chun Bo's annotations and modifications had all been verified by his experiments. It was just that those data were still in the experimental stage and had not yet been documented and placed before Chun Bo. Feng Ming even discovered that Chun Bo's understanding of drugs was even deeper and bolder than his own. Most of his ideas coincided with his own, yet surpassed his original conceptions. Even if some annotations and modifications required experiments to verify their correctness, Feng Ming, with his knowledge and ability, was able to judge that Chun Bo's direction was correct. Developing according to Chun Bo's methods would definitely greatly shorten the research and development time. Feng Ming's attitude towards Chun Bo had long since changed from disdain and contempt to admiration and even reverence. As Chun Bo threw document after document onto his face, a smile once again appeared on Feng Ming's lips. This was not a sneer or mockery, but a smile of excitement and thrill. What Feng Ming felt was not humiliation from Chun Bo, but meticulous guidance from a true pharmaceutical expert. Chun Bo's insights always enlightened him. Gradually, Feng Ming began to keep pace with Chun Bo, engaging in fierce discussions about pharmacology. So, pharmaceutical experiments can be done this way. Teacher Chun, your insights are truly eye-opening. Oh, why didn't I think of that? It can be done like this. My goodness, Teacher Chun, where did you learn your medical skills? Your views and theories are absolutely at the forefront of the times. I am truly impressed. Teacher Chun, Dr. Chun, please tell me more. Why is this like this? Please. Feng Ming, who had just been very disdainful of Chun Bo, was now like a student eager to learn and incredibly thirsty for knowledge, chasing Chun Bo to impart more profound knowledge. Chun Bo threw the last data report onto Feng Ming's face. Alright, no more flattery. Immediately conduct experiments according to the data I've marked. Report any problems to me right away, and I'll adjust the parameters based on the experimental data. Within a month, we must develop the new drug. Understood, Dr. Chun. I'll arrange it immediately and get back to you as soon as possible. But even if your direction is completely correct, a month for R&D is still too rushed. Our lab is very tight on manpower and funding. I'm afraid. Feng Ming had completely acknowledged Chun Bo's ability from the bottom of his heart and said respectfully, "You don't need to worry about that. President Tang will handle the personnel, and you certainly don't need to worry about funding. Just go ahead and work boldly. I only want results." After receiving Chun Bo's assurance, Feng Ming sheepishly withdrew. Phew! Chun Bo let out a long breath. Continuously activating Zhulong Divine Sense for over 4 hours had almost exhausted Chun Bo's mental energy. Zhulong Divine Sense not only allowed Chun Bo to acquire senses and perceptions far beyond ordinary people, but also had the effect of rapid reading and photographic memory. Therefore, he was able to read all 3 years' worth of accumulated data and reports in just 4 hours. You've worked hard. Your diligent work is truly charming. After Feng Ming left, Tang Tang proactively stood behind Chin Bo and used her porcelain-white hands to massage and relax Chin Bo. Chapter 241. On the way to take Tang Tang home. Chun Bo, what do you think I should do to make you mine? Tang Tang asked with a curious expression. She gazed intently at Chun Bo's handsome face, as if admiring a work of art. How could he be so formidable at such a young age? Barely in his early 20s, he was capable of earning the utmost respect from Dr. Feng Ming, who had dedicated most of his life to the medical field. Moreover, medicine and pharmacology were only a part of Chun Bo's talents. His accomplishments in martial arts, piano, and basketball were also second to none. This was truly a case of being a master of all trades and excelling in all. Tang Tang believed that even the word genius was insufficient to describe Chun Bo's excellence. Why make me yours? Distance creates beauty. The feeling of being close yet distant is the most wonderful. Once you truly own me, I'll be pooping and farting every day. Over time, all the beauty will disappear.
Chen Bo quipped.
Perhaps, but how would I know without experiencing it? If that person were you, I'd genuinely be willing to try being a virtuous wife and loving mother. Virtuous wife? I don't think you're cut out for that. But if you want to be a loving mother, I can certainly help you with that. Then I truly thank you.
Tang Tang esalek af ragang berit.
Her gaze, fixed on Chun Bo, grew even more appreciative.
Tang Tang, affetino genam. Tang Tang, affetino genam. Tang Tang, affetino genam.
Tang Tang's current affection level is 75 points. Seeing Tang Tang's affection for him increase again, Chun Bo felt a slight sense of regret, because no matter how high Tang Tang's affection for him got, it wouldn't generate any rage points. He had initially bound Tang Tang through Tang Yi, and the incident of Tang Jin being shot and killed had completely terrified Tang Yi. He didn't know where that kid had been hiding lately. In short, he hadn't shown his face. Even on the day of Tang Jun's funeral, he hadn't been seen. This meant that no matter what Chun Bo did to Tang Tang now, he couldn't generate rage points from Tang Yi. Are you really not considering letting me be your wife? Although I'm older than you, whether it's family background or ability, I believe I am absolutely a good match. Of course, if you marry me, I won't interfere with whatever you do outside. Tang Tang once again extended an olive branch to Chun Bo, looking at him seriously. Her attitude made Chun Bo's face darken. Wait, was she serious? He hadn't expected that among so many women, the first one to want to marry him would be Tang Tang. He had thought a strong woman like her would be the most capable of letting go. Marriage? Not even a dog would get married. He just wanted to live a life of joy, all right? If he really married her, wouldn't all the other girls cry their eyes out? How could he still enjoy himself? Don't mess around. We agreed I wouldn't be responsible for pregnancy. You won't reconsider? There are many people pursuing me, many who want to marry me. Marrying me definitely won't put you at a disadvantage, Tang Tang said confidently. Sorry, whoever wants to pursue you, you can marry them. I have no interest in this marriage. So heartless. It's okay if you don't want to get married now, but I hope that if you ever do want to get married in the future, you'll remember to give me a chance, Tang Tang said earnestly. Chun Bo smiled without a word. He was willing to do his best to ensure all his confidants lived good lives, provided they didn't put a cuckold's hat on him. But if he had to give up the entire forest for one woman, he probably wouldn't encounter such a woman in this lifetime. Soon, Chun Bo drove the brand new Lamborghini Veneno, dropping Tang Tang off at the entrance of her luxury apartment complex. Just then, a virile young man with a buzz cut, leaning against a Mercedes-Benz G-Class and holding a bouquet of blue roses, had been waiting outside the complex for a long time. This man was named Cherished. At an age of less than 30, he had already stepped into the half-step Grandmaster realm. He and Gu Zhe, who had also entered the half-step Grandmaster realm, were known as Southern Shi, Northern Gu, with Southern Shi referring to Cherished. Don't assume that just because Gu Zhe entered the half-step Grandmaster realm at a younger age than Cherished, Cherished's talent is inferior to Gu Zhe's. Actually, it's not, because Gu Zhe's rapid growth, in addition to his own talent, also relied on the Gu family's medicinal concoctions. Strength forcibly boosted by medicine is ultimately a castle in the air, with an unstable foundation. But Cherished was different. His martial arts realm was cultivated steadily, step by step. He came from a prominent family, but he was by no means a good-for-nothing. Earlier this year, in the National Martial Arts Competition, Cherished won the championship with absolute strength, earning the title of the Dragon Nation's #1 martial arts prodigy. Of course, Gu Zhe did not participate in this martial arts competition, because he knew that if he encountered Cherished, the probability of losing was very high. However, he was very unconvinced by Cherished's title as the Dragon Nation's #1 prodigy. So afterwards, he spread rumors everywhere that Cherished won the championship because he, Gu Zhe, had diarrhea and couldn't participate in the competition. A prodigy from a medical family claiming he couldn't participate in a competition due to diarrhea? Who would believe that? Disbelief aside, no one dared to openly challenge him. Everyone understood the Gu family's pettiness. But today he wasn't here to compete. He was here to pursue Tang Tang. Cherished was a martial arts fanatic, and he was nearly 30, no longer young. The Shi family was not as sprawling as the Gu family. Cherished was the only son of his generation. Yet this young man was a martial arts fanatic, with no other hobbies besides cultivation. For so many years, he had never truly looked at any girl. His family would arrange blind dates for him every few days. They didn't ask for the woman to come from a prominent family or to be a perfect match. As long as Cherished liked her, even a young girl selling tea eggs on the street would be acceptable. Unfortunately, over the past few years, Cherished had been on dozens, if not 100 blind dates, and he hadn't taken a liking to a single one. The Shi family once suspected that Cherished might be gay, that he simply didn't like women. The more they thought this, the more anxious the Shi family became. He hadn't paid much attention to the blind date last month either. But upon meeting Tang Tang in person, his iron-like resolve was instantly moved. Tang Tang was not only beautiful, graceful, and possessed an extraordinary aura, but more importantly, she lacked the artificiality of other young women. Only a woman like her was worthy of being his Shi family's daughter-in-law, and worthy of becoming Cherished wife. Cherished was very satisfied with this blind date. Tang Tang, however, had little interest in this man whose eyes were only on cultivation. But out of consideration for the relationship between their two families, Tang Tang did not speak too definitively. In fact, their two families' marriage alliance would definitely benefit the Tang family. Compared to an aristocratic family, the Tang family was marrying up. However, when it came to marriage, Tang Tang's father was quite open-minded and would not forcefully interfere with his daughter's important marital decisions. Their alliance was one thing, but the key was still Tang Tang's own attitude. Chapter 242. Cherished paused his obsessive martial arts training, deciding to strike while the iron was hot and use all his charm to pursue Tang Tang. This concerned his lifelong happiness and the inheritance of the Shi family, so he couldn't be careless. It was rare to find someone so satisfactory. Family background, connections, appearance, and talent, all impeccable. This time he decided to go all out. Young Master Shi, Miss Tang's romantic life has been thoroughly investigated. Miss Tang had a boyfriend in college and gave him her heart, but that man abandoned her for a foreign girl. Since then, Miss Tang has sealed off her heart, never getting involved in any romantic entanglements with other men, dedicating herself solely to her career. Faced with wave after wave of suitors, Miss Tang has always firmly refused. Only you, young Master Shi, are an exception, so I believe your chances of success are very high, a minion reported obsequiously to Shi Jingyan. He was the one Shi Jingyan had arranged to investigate all of Tang Tang's past romantic life. He always believed that knowing yourself and your enemy ensures victory in every battle. The same applied to pursuing girls. Shi Jingyan was very satisfied with Tang Tang's clean record. An ex-boyfriend? Which girl nowadays hasn't had a few? Tang Tang was almost 30 and had only had one boyfriend. That was already quite clean. Xiao Zhang, you did very well. Thank you for the compliment. It's my honor to serve young Master Shi. Xiao Zhang smiled fawningly, then changed the subject. Young Master Shi, there's another important matter concerning Miss Tang. Tell me. Xiao Zhang methodically recounted in detail how the Gu family mistakenly killed Tang Zhun, and how Gu Yulan used Tang Tang to poison Chun Bo. Bastards! What is the Gu family? How dare they lay a hand on my woman? Shi Jingyan. Do they really think I'm afraid of them? Fortunately, my wife is fine. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind having a showdown with their Gu family. Didn't that sissy Gu Zai say that I only got the title of Dragon Nation's #1 talent because he had diarrhea and couldn't attend? Fine. This time I'll argue with him and see who the true Dragon Nation's #1 talent is. Young Master Shi, I'm afraid you won't have that opportunity. Why? Xiao Zhang then explained how Gu Zai had been set up and poisoned. Although outsiders weren't too clear on the details, the fact that Gu Zai was infected with a virus was no longer a secret in the martial arts world. Such a thing happened? That's truly a pity. Gu Zai is indeed a talent. I hope he'll be all right and can compete with me in the future, Shi Jingyan said with a look of regret, his hands clasped behind his back as he faced away from Xiao Zhang. In truth, he was afraid Xiao Zhang would see the corners of his mouth, which he couldn't help but twitch into a smile. That's not the point. The point is, the person who set up Gu Zai seems to have a close relationship with Miss Tang Tang. What? Shi Jingyan's smile vanished instantly. After attending a charity gala 2 days ago, Miss Tang Tang seemed to develop a strong interest in a young man named Chun Bo. He's a third-year student at the Foreign Trade University, but his background is far from simple. He's quite wealthy, buying things at auctions as if they were cabbages. This person also has a nickname online, known as President Bo, a famous super tycoon who spends tens of millions or even hundreds of millions on gifts for female streamers. Furthermore, this person's martial arts strength cannot be underestimated. He single-handedly killed Grey Rat and White Eagle of Shattered Jade Tower. He is also the one who set up Gu Zai and poisoned him this time. And Miss Tang Tang even gave Chun Bo a supercar worth tens of millions. Afterwards, they went to a hotel. As for what they did at the hotel, I don't know, mainly because that kid Chun Bo is extremely vigilant. Xiao Zhang reported all the information about Chun Bo in meticulous detail.
Chen Bo, President Bo.
Shi Jingyan frowned. As a martial arts fanatic, he naturally wouldn't pay attention to online gossip. But none of that was important. What was important was that Tang Tang had started to show interest in a student. This had never happened before. And this student had actually single-handedly killed Grey Rat and White Eagle of Shattered Jade Tower, and even set up and poisoned Gu Zai, who was already a half-step grandmaster, leaving him half-dead and his fate unknown. Chun Bo being able to kill Grey Rat and White Eagle indicated that his martial arts strength had at least reached the middle stage of the Gangqi realm. But Shi Jingyan didn't take it seriously. He could instantly kill such a small fry with one hand. As for setting up and poisoning Gu Zai, it was merely a clever trick. Only an idiot like Gu Zhe would fall for it. If someone as intelligent as him, Chun Bo wouldn't even have a chance to strike with poison. Just as Shi Zhengyan and Xiao Zhang were discussing, a brand new Lamborghini Veneno sped over, sweeping past Shi Zhengyan like a gust of wind, stirring up a violent gale. Incompetent fool, showing off so much with just a sports car. Shi Zhengyan glanced disdainfully at the dark black Lamborghini Veneno. Although he drove a Mercedes-Benz G-Class, a luxury car like a Lamborghini was like a small toy to him, with no value for showing off. Luxury cars had lost all their value for showing off to him. Just as Shi Zhengyan was casting a disdainful look at the supercar, Tang Tang stepped out of the car. Tang Tang wore a red long dress, paired with a brown wavy hairstyle, still as beautiful, charming, and valiant as ever. Seeing this, Shi Zhengyan was overjoyed and immediately held the bouquet of blue roses, walking towards her. Almost at the same time, the driver's side door of the dark black Lamborghini Veneno opened, and a young, handsome man slowly stepped out. If it were just sharing a car, that would be one thing. What was even more outrageous was that when Tang Tang saw Chun Bo get out of the car, she immediately walked around the front and linked her arm with Chun Bo's. "Would you like to come to my house for a cup of tea?" Tang Tang looked at Chun Bo affectionately, inviting him to her home with the most sincere attitude. Of course, once Chun Bo actually went up, it wouldn't be as simple as just drinking tea. Hearing this, Shi Zhengyan immediately stopped in his tracks. This was too much. Outrageous. Shi Zhengyan was furious. Tang Tang had already been designated by him as the daughter-in-law of the Shi family, his wife, Shi Zhengyan's wife, although there had been no engagement or verbal promise. But in Shi Zhengyan's heart, what he decided was inevitable. From beginning to end, he believed that the alliance between the two families was a natural progression, without any surprises. Now, Tang Tang was actually being so intimate with another man right in front of him, and even invited him to her house. Although Shi Zhengyan was a martial arts fanatic, he wasn't an idiot. If they really went up to the house, wouldn't it be a storm of passion? "Where did you put the face of my Shi family?" Shi Zhengyan felt as if a lush, green patch had sprouted on the top of his head. Although his fists clenched with a cracking sound, he still suppressed his anger. What if it was a misunderstanding? Chapter 243. Tang Tang, I heard that blue roses represent love. These blue roses are for you. I'm just a rough guy and don't understand romance, so I hope you can be more understanding. Shi Zhengyan's movements and tone were a bit stiff as he tried his best to appear gentle. At the same time, he cast a cold glance at Chun Bo. Shi Zhengyan was about the same height as Chun Bo, both around 1.8 meters, dressed in ordinary sportswear, with a cheerful demeanor. His muscles didn't look bulky but were incredibly refined. There was no exaggerated bulk, but every muscle on his body contained a resolute strength, as if cast from iron. However, what was truly intimidating was not his physique, but the powerful oppressive aura emanating from his half-step Grandmaster realm. In front of him, people easily felt as if they were being looked down upon from a towering mountain, like ants facing Mount Tai. Not only that, Chun Bo sensed a sharp, killing intent between his brows. This should not be a simple task. As Chun Bo observed Shi Zhengyan was also observing him. He didn't detect any fierce aura from Chun Bo. He was indeed handsome, appearing somewhat slender, which, in Shi Zhengyan's eyes, lacked the proper masculine bearing. A man should be as imposing as he was. His martial arts realm was also like that of a weak chicken, merely chi gathering 4th level. He didn't believe this was Chun Bo's true strength. He must have used some skill to conceal his real power. In fact, when a martial artist's realm reaches a certain level, most people prefer to suppress their aura to avoid revealing their true strength. Even Shi Zhengyan, in his half-step Grandmaster realm, would suppress his aura to around the chi gathering 2nd level. Having killed Grey Rat and White Eagle, Shi Zhengyan guessed that Chun Bo's true martial arts realm should be around chi gathering 5th level. Suppressing a chi gathering 5th level realm to chi gathering 4th level indicated that Chun Bo was a very sinister and cunning person. How could a good person suppress his realm by a whole major level? Others might suppress their realm to hide their strength, but someone like Chun Bo, who suppressed it so drastically, was definitely playing the pig to eat the tiger. Sorry, Zhengyan. I can't accept these flowers.
Tang Tang rơ phờ.
Reason? Shi Zhengyan struggled to control his emotions, speaking in the most concise language. The relationship between us hasn't reached the point where we exchange blue roses. Are you rejecting me? Shi Zhengyan's tone was icy, as if on the verge of erupting. Zhengyan, calm down, Tang Tang said with difficulty. If it were any other suitor, she would have firmly rejected him long ago. But with his Shi family, breaking ties was absolutely out of the question. The best outcome was to part amicably. She couldn't make him lose too much face. She wanted to end the conversation with Shi Zhengyan quickly. Although she hadn't completely fallen in love with Chen Bo, she inwardly didn't want Chen Bo to see her entangled with other men. You're rejecting me because of him? Shi Zhengyan still wouldn't give up, raising his hand to point at Chen Bo and pressing the question. This action was very impolite. The atmosphere instantly became incredibly oppressive. You must be Chen Bo, right? I know you.
I'm Shi Zhengyan.
You should know who I am now, right? Shi Zhengyan raised an eyebrow, a hint of disdain and provocation in his eyes, and extended his right hand to Chen Bo. Chen Bo indicated that he had never heard of him. He turned to look at Tang Tang, meaning, aren't you going to introduce him? You should have heard of the Shi family of Fujian province, right? He is the future head of the Shi family. Earlier this year, he dominated all opponents at the martial arts tournament, winning the championship, and is hailed as the Dragon Country's #1 prodigy, Shi Zhengyan. As Tang Tang spoke, she also thought that if she had been in her current situation during her blind date with Shi Zhengyan, for the sake of the Tang family's interests, she might have already agreed to him. Whether it was family background, appearance, or strength, Shi Zhengyan was a top-tier existence. But fate was so strange. The right time and the right encounter were very important. At least now, being with Chen Bo was more in line with the Tang family's interests. Although he didn't know about the Shi family of Fujian province, and even less about Shi Zhengyan, just based on his title as Dragon Country's #1 prodigy, Chen Bo politely extended his right hand. Hello! Their two large hands clasped firmly together. Shi Zhengyan smiled slightly and suddenly exerted force. Instantly, a fierce, primordial force abruptly tightened, and Chen Bo's hand felt as if it had been put into a hydraulic press, subjected to immense pressure. This force was so terrifying that it could instantly deform even steel. If he were still at the Qi gathering 2nd level, Chen Bo might have felt a bit uncomfortable. But it was quite unfortunate. He was already a Qi gathering 4th level expert. The terrifying strength of Qi gathering 4th level allowed his Xuanwu physique to achieve an even more extreme effect. This amount of force for him now couldn't be called effortless, but rather he handled it with ease. You want to play a hand-squeezing game with me? Isn't that just asking for humiliation? The moment Shi Zhengyan exerted force, no expression of pain appeared on Chen Bo's face. Chen Bo's mouth curved into a slight smile. At the same time, he suddenly exerted force with his right hand. His terrifying strength attribute of 28 points, combined with the formidable Qi gathering 4th level realm, unleashed the chaos pure yang skill to its utmost. The next second, Shi Zhengyan's face turned beet red. He had absolutely not expected that this seemingly weak, pretty boy would possess such immense strength. The moment Chen Bo exerted force, he actually felt that his right hand was almost crushed by the other party. It was too terrifying. One must know that his physique had been tempered through countless trials. A half-step Grandmaster realm body could easily withstand several tons of pressure. This pretty boy didn't look like someone who could possess such terrifying strength at all. Suddenly, Shi Zhengyan's competitive spirit ignited. As the Dragon Country's #1 prodigy in martial arts, how could he let a rookie younger than him surpass him? Even having his wife snatched away wouldn't feel this bad. Chen Bo, you can be considered an outstanding talent among the younger generation. Are you interested in a sparring match? It would be my honor to spar with the Dragon Country's #1 prodigy in martial arts. Chen Bo was very polite. He also wanted to know what level his current strength had reached and if he could contend with a half-step Grandmaster. His previous killing of Grandmaster Qin Jing was entirely due to opportunistic trickery, setting a trap and poisoning him beforehand. The strongest martial artist Chen Bo had truly fought against was White Eagle of Shattered Jade Tower. White Eagle, in front of Shi Jingyan, was just a half-baked amateur ruffian. They were not in the same league at all. Chen Bo felt this was a good opportunity. Shi Jingyan was a benchmark that would allow Chen Bo to more clearly understand his own strength. As soon as these words came out, Shi Jingyan's subordinate, named Xiao Zhang, immediately looked at Chen Bo in disbelief. You actually dared to agree to Shi Jingyan's sparring request? You probably haven't been beaten up before, have you? Killing 2 assassins from Shattered Jade Tower and setting a trap to poison Gu Zhe. Did you really think you were invincible? Who was Shi Jingyan? He was a genius martial artist who, at the martial arts tournament, utterly defeated all opponents with absolute strength, earning the title of Dragon Country's #1 prodigy. Even if you were at the same realm level as him, you wouldn't be able to withstand a single move from him.